Hello everyone. Today we are going to be learning a new topic for all of you, and that is called trig ratios. This is definitely, I think, my favorite unit in geometry, so I hope you all enjoy it as well. So first, what is a trig ratio? A trigonometric ratio is a ratio of two sides of a triangle, of a right triangle in particular. So there are actually three different trig ratios that we have. We have sine, we have cosine, and then we have tangent. Sine, we'll do SIN for short, is going to equal the opposite over the hypotenuse. So looking at the picture right here, let's say I wanted to find the sine of angle A. I would go to angle A. The opposite side is just whatever is opposite of angle A. So here, that would be side A. And then the hypotenuse, again, that one's always opposite of the right angle. When I'm doing a problem, I like to label that first, just so I don't get confused. And so I know that C here is my hypotenuse. But then we need to be careful. Let's say I now wanted to find the sine of angle B. That's going to change what my opposite side is, because now when I go to angle B and I look to see, okay, what side is opposite of it, now it is side B. But then my hypotenuse is still the same, it's C. So that is sine. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine, or COS for short, that is adjacent over hypotenuse. So let's say I wanted to find the cosine of angle A. I would go to angle A right here. I first label my hypotenuse, which we already know here is C. And then the adjacent side is the side that is right next to my angle, but it's the side that's not your hypotenuse. So here, the side right next to my angle A is going to be B. And the hypotenuse is still C. Now let's say I want to switch over to cosine of B. I'm going to go to angle B now, and now the side adjacent to it is side A. And then my hypotenuse is C. So I know the hypotenuse is also adjacent to, or right next to angle B, but remember the adjacent side is the leg that is right next to the angle. Okay, and then our last one is tangent, which we just do TAN for short. And that's going to be the opposite over adjacent. So let's say I wanted to find tangent of A. I would go to angle A. The side opposite of it is my opposite, so I have A, over the adjacent, which again is the side next to the angle that's not the hypotenuse, so that would be B. And then if I want to find a tangent of B, I have to see, I need to switch things around. So now I'm going from angle B, and I'm going to look to see, okay, what side is opposite of that? So I'm going to draw an arrow, and that's going to be side B now. And then now my adjacent side is side A. So you may notice a couple of patterns here. I see first that sine of A and cosine of B are both the same thing. They're both A over C. And same thing with sine of B is actually the same thing as cosine of A. That's going to happen every time. And then with the tangents, you see they just flip-flop from each other. So those are some patterns that we're always going to see. Sometimes it can be hard to remember these different ratios, so something that I like to use is called SOHCAHTOA. The SO stands for sine, opposite over hypotenuse. The CA part stands for cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse. And then the TOA part stands for tangent, opposite over adjacent. You may also like to write it like this. So you remember its sine is equal to opposite over adjacent, and so on. And one thing that's important to remember here is that in trig, the letter of the vertex of the angle is often used to represent the measure of that angle. For example, the sine of angle A is written as sine of A. So always that letter, that capital letter right next to our trig ratio, that's going to be our angle.